Greetings, Dr. Apostolides here. Today I wanted to share with you what an MLA formatted essay would look like. Here I present the first page of a fictitious essay. As you'll notice, everything is double-spaced. There are 1-inch margins on each side, which are the default margins. On the left side, you will see the student's first and last name. Below it, double-spaced, is my name or the doctor or professor's name, the name of the class, and the date it was submitted. On the top right is the page number and the last name of the student. To get to that, you will be inserting page number, and when you open that, make sure it's to the top right, and you will hit the OK button. And when it opens up, then you type in your last name, and it will remember that. So when you go to the next page, it will be there too. Okay. Before you start your essay, you should have an idea of what the thesis will be. Your title should give the reader an idea of what you will write about. For example, I wrote the title for E.B. White's essay, The Importance of Setting, in E.B. White's essay, quote, "Once more to the lake," unquote. The text for the title is centered, and if you go in the Home tab and you see the center text is clicked on. So the title is not bold or underlined, it's just a simple title with the caps. Then when you go into your essay, the first paragraph, every paragraph begins with an indentation of a 1/2 inch. So you can either press your tab key on your keyboard to get it indented, or you can do it through this tab up here, and you do the line spacing options. And for indentation, you can do the first line for each paragraph is 1/2 inch. So every time you hit the return key, it will think that you're starting a new paragraph, and it will indent it for you. So when you're typing, don't hit the return key unless you're ready for a new paragraph. Okay. For your essay, make sure your thesis statement is completed in your introductory paragraph. Sometimes it can bleed into the next paragraph, but try to maintain it into the first. In this case, I want to discuss the setting of E.B. White's essay. I point out the different settings like going fishing, using the rowboat, the scenic hilly landscape, or even having the sun with him. These descriptions come together in this essay to paint the setting not only in the present but also in the past. And you can develop this in your paragraphs that follow. Here in your introductory paragraph, I included what is called an in-text citation. I quoted directly from the essay, Placidity of a Lake in the Woods. Although the author now prefers salt water to lake water, when the sea becomes cold and the tides are too much, he prefers the, quote, placidity of a lake in the woods, unquote. This is followed by the name of the author, last name, and the page number where I found this quote. Put it in parentheses and end with the period. You never put the period up front here before the parentheses. It's always at the end after the parentheses. And when you finish, follow it by your own words. We want to know what you are thinking. Only use the quotations to prove a point, not to write your essay. Okay, so be careful with how many quotes you include. No more than 1 or 2. The paragraphs that follow expand and develop your thesis. It's all focused on the first paragraph, what you said. Everything should be aligned with it. Okay, once you develop your paragraphs, your final paragraph should be a conclusion. You will only repeat what you've already written. You don't bring anything new in there. If you catch yourself bringing something new into your concluding paragraph, then go back to the beginning and add that there so that when you have it in your conclusion, you already have it up earlier. Everything has to be consistent. The top and the bottom have to be like a sandwich, and in the middle is the filling. After you finish your essay, you will need to do a page break. Put your cursor at the end of your essay. You click the layout button here on your home tab, and you click the breaks, and you click the page. I don't know if you can see it. And once you do that, it will remember that after you finish your essay, it will give you a new page. Okay. I did the page break and I got into a second page here, my Works Cited section. In this case, if you have more than one source, you will say Works Cited. If it's only one source, it's a Works Cited heading. This heading is centered, as you can see here. When you put your source in there, it's left aligned, as you can see up at the top, the Home tab. Type in the last name of the author and the first name. In this case, EB is the first name. Other authors will have their full name spelled out, and you will spell that out. But because EB uses that name, we will use that. Then we include the essay in quotation marks, period. The name of the book in italics, the editor's name, the volume, the publisher, year, and the page numbers. Page numbers always end at the end, especially when you're doing essays. If you're doing a whole book, that's not included. But when you have a particular section of a book that you want to focus on and you are doing in-text citations, always include the page numbers at the end. If you will be doing a URL link because you found your source online, you don't need the page numbers unless they have them. You will include instead the link here. Okay, so always remember that somebody else will be reading your work and you're communicating to them information from this source. If you really want to look into it, go ahead. Here's the page number. Go and look up this source. And this way, it gives credibility to your writing, makes your reading worthy of the reader's time. I hope this was helpful to you, and have a blessed day.